All right, y'all. Boom. We back at y'all with another installment of Black Music is American Music. For this episode, we're gonna be touching on gospel. This should have been second. Ooh, pardon me. Excuse me. Yeah, so I'm trying to really go in a chronological order, and I should have went Negro spirituals, then gospel, and then like blues. But after kind of sitting back and thinking about it, um, I probably even should have threw ragtime in there. There's at least probably one or two other genres that I should have threw in there. But really, I still feel that gospel should have been number two. So anyway, bam, let's just jump to it. Gospel episode 4. We're gonna run through some of just the highlights, emphasizing gospel's importance and how it came about and all that. All right, so 1, call and response tradition. Hymns and sacred songs and gospel music were often performed in a call and response fashion, heavily influenced by ancestral African music. Now, whenever I see that, I'm gonna throw the asterisk on it because, as what all of us should be doing, instead of just taking what was told to us at face fucking value, as I learn more and more, the people here, most of us, it seems, were already here. So, looking through my ancestry.com, there's only one mention of a motherfucker that's been brought over from Africa so far. And I'm going back into the goddamn early 1800s, late 1700s. So, I don't know, nigga. But anyway, I still got to sprinkle regular history on top of the music history. Make that shit make sense for y'all and, for myself. So, number 2, rhythmic accompaniment, meaning churches relied on hand clapping and foot stomping as a rhythmic accompaniment, and most of the singing was done a cappella. So, in a way, when you look at it, what was done in the church is no different than what us as individuals, at least from my era, that grew up in the late 80s, 90s, or really the 80s, 90s, however you want to phrase it. But when rap was, kind of still in its early phases, cats would be in the lunchroom with that beat. You know what I mean? It's no different than the people in the church. He getting their spirit and they singing what they singing, and cats is clapping and stomping their feet. It's no different than banging on the lunchroom table. You know what I mean? So that just hit me. So I had to just drop that on y'all. Number 3, the term gospel song um, was first published in 1874. Next, some of the pioneering authors, um, original gospel songs were written and composed by authors like George F. Root, Philip Bliss, Charles H. Gabriel, um, William Howard Doane, and Fanny Crosby. So, looking at just some of the random pictures of some of these people, you already know some of these Caucasians were already in early on monetizing something that was being created by us. So while, yeah, it's crazy. But we'll get into all of that further as we go through all of these different genres, period. All right, so number 5, Gospel music publishing houses. Gospel music publishing houses emerged to promote and distribute gospel songs. 6. Radio influence. With the invention of the radio and it becoming more of a thing in the 1920s, that helped significantly increase the audience for gospel music. Number 7, post-World War II development. After the Second War, gospel music moved into major auditoriums. Gospel music concerts became more elaborate. Number 8, influence of Black and Southern gospel. Black and Southern gospel music played a crucial role in contemporary Christian music, with soul music being a popular variant. Number 9, roots in African American and folk traditions. Gospel styles emerged from African American and American folk music traditions and continue to form the basis of Black church worship. 10. Diversification of gospel genres. Various subgenres developed, including Southern gospel, Christian country music, bluegrass gospel, Celtic gospel music, and British Black gospel. Which I guess, I ain't surprised. 11. The role of Pentecostal movement. The Pentecostal movement contributed to the spread of gospel music, especially among churches not accustomed to Europeanized Black church music. 12. Influential figures. Sister Rosetta Tharpe, a pioneer of rock and roll, and Arizona Drains were the first to introduce ragtime to gospel, which played significant roles in the evolution. Number 13, rise of gospel quartets. The 1930s saw the rise of Black gospel quartets such as Five Blind Boys of Mississippi and Five Blind Boys of Alabama. 14, Thomas A. Dorsey and gospel music. In the 1930s, Thomas A. Dorsey played a crucial role in turning to gospel music, establishing the publishing house, which would develop the musical careers of American artists, or African American artists, should I say. And forgive me, I know I sound hella congested, but it is what it is. It's winter. Alright, so 15, radio continued to develop an audience for gospel music, which was commemorated in Albert E. Brumley's 1937 song, Turn Your Radio On. Number 16, in 1964, the Gospel Music Association was established, leading to the Dove Awards and the Gospel Music Hall of Fame. 17, urban contemporary gospel emerged in the late 1960s and early 70s with artists like Walter Hawkins, James Cleveland, Aretha Franklin, and Kirk Franklin gaining popularity. 18. So this is now we're gonna get into like the influence on the secular world. So late 20th century musicians, boy, these cats, they know they wildin'. Talk about musicians like Elvis Presley, Jerry Lee Lewis, and the Blackwood Brothers were known for their gospel influences and recordings. Of course, they was influenced by gospel because gospel is Black music. These, Like, so for this bullet point, they really just naming some culture vultures. Not to take away what these vultures did, but they still got all of their swag from us. Number 19, Christian rap slash hip hop. It gained popularity, becoming a subgenre of urban contemporary gospel, with artists from Reach Records achieving commercial success. 20, traditional black gospel, the most well-known form rooted in the southeastern United States, was heavily influenced by spirituals and the musical style of Dorsey. Number 21, urban contemporary gospel. It developed from the fusion of traditional black gospel with secular black music of the 70s and 80s, incorporating electronic beats and contemporary themes.
Luxray beats.
22, British black gospel refers to gospel music in the UK, heavily influenced by UK street culture and recognized in various awards. 23, Southern gospel music, originating from the southeastern United States, similar to Christian country music, and continues to evolve over the years. Another subgenre that spun off is Christian country music, also known as country gospel music. It has a country flair with inspirational or positive country lyrics. 25. Christian country music experienced mainstream popularity in the mid-1990s, with mainstream artists recording music with, of course, Christian country flair. 26. We have the integration of black gospel stylings. Southern gospel, predominantly white, began to integrate black gospel stylings in the 1960s. Once again, they do what they do. They have to come and steal the source once again. You already done stole the first source. Now that we changed it up like we always do, now you gotta come and steal again. 27, evolution of Southern gospel. Over the years, Southern gospel evolved into a popular form of music, especially among baby boomers and those in the South. 28, with Christian rap success. Artists from Reach Records like Luxray achieved commercial success, with Luxray's album Anomaly debuting #1 on the Billboard 200. 29, Gospel Music Associations and Awards. The establishment of the Gospel Music Association led to the Dove Awards and the Gospel Music Hall of Fame, recognizing artists from various subgenres. And finally, number 30, continued relevance. Gospel music continues to be a significant cultural and religious influence, adapting and diversifying across genres and cultures while maintaining its roots in worship and devotion. So that will wrap up our gospel segment, and I'll catch y'all next time.